Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world, and even with everything available online, it's still hard to fully grasp how Jeff Bezos actually spends his billions. Because when your wealth reaches that level, normal rules don't apply anymore. So in this video, we're taking a deep dive into the life of Jeff Bezos, and breaking down exactly where his money goes. Before the fame, before the billion. Jeff Bezos was a pretty private figure. Even during his early years as CEO of Amazon, most people didn't know much about him. Jeffrey Preston Bezos was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, on January 12, 1964. After his parents separated, his mother remarried, and the family moved to Houston, Texas. From a young age, Bezos showed signs that he was different, curious, technical, obsessive about how things worked. At one point, he even built an electric alarm system just to keep his siblings out of his room. That kind of thinking, that problem-solving mindset, would later define his entire career. The family later moved to Miami, Florida, where Bezos continued to excel academically. He attended a prestigious student science program at the University of Florida, and by the time he graduated high school as valedictorian, he was already thinking far beyond Earth. In his graduation speech, he talked about a future where humans would live in space. That wasn't a dream, that was a goal. In 1986, he graduated from Princeton University with a degree in engineering. Right after that, he stepped into the world of finance and technology. He worked at a fintech startup focused on telecommunications, quickly rising through the ranks, eventually becoming head of development and director of customer service. But Bezos wasn't built to stay in one place. He saw something bigger. And in 1995, he took a risk that would change everything. He launched Amazon.com, not from a corporate office, but from a garage. Before launching, he asked around 300 people to test the platform. Just friends, early users, and what happened next was explosive. Within 30 days, Amazon was selling books across the United States, and in 45 countries. Within 2 months, weekly sales hit $20,000, and it kept growing, faster than anyone expected. In 1997, Amazon went public, and many critics doubted it. They believed traditional retailers would crush it, but instead, Amazon did the opposite. It dominated, and Bezos became one of the most powerful figures in business. Now let's talk about how he spends that power, and that money. Bezos owns multiple properties across the United States. His primary residence, a massive lake house in Medina, Washington, is valued at around $25 million. And his neighbors, some of the richest people on Earth, including Bill Gates. In Washington, D.C., Bezos owns a 27,000 square foot mansion, purchased for $23 million. It's one of the most expensive homes in the elite Colorama neighborhood. Formerly a museum, this property has undergone major renovations, around $12 million worth, including a marble staircase, and even a private whiskey cellar. Then there's Beverly Hills. In February of a recent year, Bezos purchased a mansion for $165 million, one of the most expensive homes ever sold in Los Angeles. And yet, that purchase barely touched his net worth, just a fraction of a percent. He also owns properties in Seattle, Texas, and New York City. In New York alone, he spent around $80 million on 3 adjoining apartments. Combined, they span roughly 10,000 square feet. All of this makes him one of the largest landowners in the country. But real estate is just the beginning. Bezos is deeply invested in space, because that childhood dream, it never left him. He founded Blue Origin, an aerospace company focused on making space travel accessible. Tickets for early flights are expected to cost at least $200,000 per seat. But for Bezos, this isn't just business, it's legacy. He even funded the recovery of Apollo rocket engines from the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, 14,000 feet underwater. That project alone shows how far he's willing to go, to connect the past with the future. And speaking of extreme investments, he also put $42 million into building a clock. Yes, a clock. But not just any clock. A clock designed to run for 10,000 years. A symbol of long-term thinking. Something that outlives generations. Now let's talk about his personal lifestyle. Bezos owns a Gulfstream G650ER private jet, worth around $65 million. One of the fastest and longest range business jets in the world, capable of flying at incredible speed, with unmatched comfort. And when it comes to personal accessories, even his watch reflects luxury. He owns a timepiece worth between $8,000 and $12,000, crafted with stainless steel, sapphire crystal, and premium leather. Simple, but elite, beyond personal luxury. Bezos is also a major investor. Through Bezos Expeditions, he has stakes in companies like Airbnb, Uber, and Google. That portfolio alone is worth hundreds of millions. He also acquired the Washington Post for $250 million, expanding his influence beyond tech, into media. And then there's philanthropy. In 2018, Bezos and his former wife donated $2 billion to charitable causes, focused on helping homeless families, and building preschools in low-income communities. Over the years, he's donated millions more, to universities, hospitals, education programs, and scholarship funds for undocumented students. Because despite the scale of his wealth, he continues to invest in impact. So what does all of this tell us? Jeff Bezos doesn't just spend money, he deploys it, across real estate, technology, space, and the future itself. His lifestyle isn't just about luxury, it's about vision, scale, and thinking far beyond the present moment. From a kid building alarms in his room, to a man building rockets to space, this is what a billion-dollar mindset looks like.